Hello guys, and welcome to another lap time challenge video, and in this one we will be driving this Corvette C8 on Laguna Seca, one of the most interesting combinations that I've seen in a while, and all I can say is that we had some pretty amazing lap times at the beginning of this time trial challenge. So as you can see, I could only see the replay from him. It's not the world record, but he only had his lap recorded, so I will have a quick look at what he did so I can just make my life a little easier. So the first braking point, as usual, it's not very usual, so it's braking a little bit before, but I can see this car has a lot of power, so it can pull out of you some difficult situations. Although what I figured out at the beginning of this one is that he is not trail braking all the way into the turn, and acceleration is usually done in one gear more than I should have been usually. But yeah, instead of second he's using third, and instead of third he's mostly using fourth gear, depending on the situation. But as far as I can see right now, this car has a lot of rotation, and if you stay on the brakes it's gonna understeer quite a lot. So we need to really master this kind of understanding of the car and what this car likes and what this car does not like. It's very unique, it's unusual, and it will definitely give you a lot of speed if you know how to properly drive it and know how to properly utilize all of the things that it's good at. So basically, not a lot of trail braking, just letting go off the brakes, and as you can see, he's not using the traditional lines, just going wider and then coming back in. He's not carrying the speed that much, and on top of that, he's quick. I mean, he's just as quick as he should be. I think some lines could be polished to perfection, but as far as I can see right now, second gear really gives him a nice rotation around this last corner. So third gear on the way out is a must. Later on you will see I even tried second, it really didn't work out great for me. So when I watched this lap time, I just, decided, okay, it's time that I do it. But now look at this stuff. You need experience. I'm gonna say for the first, let's say, a couple of laps, just really try to take it as easy as possible. I ran really wide, so I missed my braking point. I stayed on the brakes and the car just couldn't turn. So this is one of the, I would say, the downsides of this car. This is just a learning process that I usually do in just about the first couple of laps. So I kind of got a hang of it. It was looking okay at this point. Fourth gear on the way out, I kind of understood what I should be doing, but it's actually the time to execute it and to do it. So third gear, it was fine at this point because I didn't really get that much rotation in the beginning of the corner. But now, yeah, this is one of the toughest corners, and I realized that if I'm gonna trail brake into that corner, I'm not gonna have a good time. So I just need to brake before the turn, let the car go into the turn, and then get onto the brakes. And even here, so much understeer. Absolutely, I couldn't control the car. Just if you stay a little bit on the power and a little bit more, I would say if you miss your braking point slightly and you stay on the brakes for, let's say, I would say half a second more, it's just an absolute game changer. Yeah, I would say getting your braking points and not really going to the limit in every single corner, every single lap is really gonna play a huge role in this one, because you need to carry that speed, but you also need to know how to stop the car. And on top of that, I realized, okay, I need to stop turning and braking here. I need to stop in the straight line and only then turn. And this is exactly what I learned in the first turn. So this is what happened later. I just put in a 31.8. It was okay, but then still I was missing my braking points. I really didn't know what to do, and you can see here I actually got it to work. So braking the straight line, and only when the car slows down just about enough you can get into the turn. And that's exactly what I tried to do in my best lap. So going a little bit wider so I can straighten up the car before my first braking point, and this is usually the one. So there is a little dark patch on the right there, and then brake in the straight line, and only when the car slows down just about enough you can follow the exact speed that I'm taking into the turn, and only then get off the brakes and into the turn. A little bit of trail braking is okay, but not too much. Here, just before the 2 sign, this is where I brake once again in the straight line. I'm not turning that much and just letting the car into the turn and accelerating mostly in the straight line. You can see that I'm always trying to keep my steering wheel in the middle, otherwise once again it will oversteer. Here it's once again the same thing. You need to brake straight up and then let the car in the turn. Minimal trail braking, just a little bit of it. And then fourth gear on the way out. I was able to carry the speed. It was actually a pretty decent exit that I got out of this one. Oh, I mean, yeah, this one is super important. I don't know how to explain it, but just brake before the sign and then in the straight line. And as you turn in, once again, if you stay on the brakes, the car will understeer and you won't be able to control it. So as you can see, I'm off the brakes and I'm on accelerator. So in the straight line on the acceleration, in the straight line on the brakes. As simple as that. And I mean, I wish it was as simple as that, but here, once again, you know, one of the toughest corners that I had. Straight up, 100% on the brakes, and then before the apex, you can even start accelerating before the apex just to carry that speed onto the straight. And now looking on the right side, 4 is the sign that you should be looking for. Once again, brake in the straight line, and this is crucial. So you need to position the car in the middle of this curb, so now you can take a little wider line onto this kind of very tricky section, because this is going downhill, and once again, you don't want to put the power down super quickly. You want to gradually put the power down. Same thing is going to happen in here. So a little tap on the brakes, nothing too much. If you go over 20-30%, the car will lose it. The car will definitely lose the grip. So don't turn too much, don't brake too much, just let the car do the work. And here you can see I almost lost it. I was really fighting the car in this point, but then I understood braking before the curb is crucial, because now you can accelerate before the curb, or actually before the apex. And you can see I'm actually trying to do that. So I'm going in, braking the straight line, and then accelerating before the apex. Same thing, almost the same thing right here. Braking the straight line, you're following 2, and then closer to the one sign, turning in. I kind of missed it, to be honest. I went too far over the curb. It was okay. It's not perfect, it's not optimal, but it was okay. That's all I have to say about this one. And eventually on the straight, I lost a bit of time, but it was good enough to get me into 30.1, which I think it's a fairly decent result. So it got me up to P14 in the world when I was shooting this video. Now it changed. I know it's not going to be the same, but I think this lap or this lap guide will eventually get you up to that gold medal. And you should, I think you should really stay there. So your lap time isn't going to change that much. So even if someone does a 29.5, which it already did, even if it goes to 28 point something, it is going to be all right. And yeah, this is pretty much it. I really hope that you enjoyed in this video, and if you did, I think this is worth mentioning. Leave a like, you can even subscribe to the channel, and I think this lap or my guide will eventually get you up in that gold medal position, and you will probably stay there. So guys, thank you very much once again for watching this video, and until the next time, bye.